It's time for a bumper sport now with Nat.
Absolutely, yes, thank you, Sarah. Good evening. We start with a Nottingham Forest legend and European Cup winner who has been in touch and is asking for your help. Over a year ago, Tony Woodcock discovered his dad wasn't his biological father. He found out when his son did a DNA test to look into his family tree. Since then, Tony's been searching to find his dad and believes the truth lies here, at home in the East Midlands.
By all accounts, he knew I was born. He must have known my surname or what my surname was going to be. So there's always that thought process that yes, did he follow football? Was he a football fan? He knew my name. Did he follow my so-called successes in football or not?
And it's well bumped in by Woodcock. All on his own when he had the shot.
Tony Woodcock was once a king amongst men for what he did with Forest, Arsenal and England. Now he's enlisting the help of people who discovered an actual king to help find his long-lost father.
Woodcock to try and claim the opening goal now because then he would have a hat-trick.
Hi, Turi.
Oh my goodness, it's so lovely to meet
Nice to
you.
see you. Are you so face to face? Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. Come on in.
Okay, come. That's where I'm zooming in on northeast Poland then, yeah?
And it's really, so if you look at your percentage that you've got, it's really, really high.
Well, Turi, she's the best in the business as far as I'm concerned. That's the reason I got in touch with her. So I said, well, we've got certain tidbits of information. You know, we know the name, we know where he worked, we know roughly he came in from Poland. We think he was in the war, he was studying to be a doctor in the early years. You know, this is not a rush job, it's got to be done next week. It may take a few years, but it's important for my family that we know where I come from.
Northern Poland, you could get matches. He knows bits and pieces, like his biological father was named Peter. He was the head dyer at Giltbrook, so we know a little bit about where he worked. We've gotten in touch with them. Do they have any records? Does anybody remember Peter? And if anybody does, if they'd be willing to come forward and chat to us and hopefully do a DNA test, then hopefully that can lead us to help Tony to find out who his dad was.
Back in Eastwood, where Tony was born in 1955, he only has snippets of information and a distant memory to cling to.
My mother had a friendship with a gentleman, and things were a little bit difficult all those years ago. You couldn't just, you know, think I'm moving on. Once I was taken by my mother over to the dye house, and by all accounts, the gentleman in the dye house, the head dyer, is my biological father. Didn't know at the time, obviously. Didn't know for many, many years after, obviously. But it's quite significant that I was taken there once and once only.
I just think it's so incredibly important for people to be able to find out where they're from. I think it's a bit of a right.
DNA tests have been taken, but I still need the people in the East Midlands, their help. Whether you come from Eastwood, Langley Mill, Kimberley, the outskirts of Nottingham, start looking deep into your memories and see if you can come up with any sort of information of what we've been chatting about. I need your help. Best of luck. Get in touch with the BBC if anyone's got the slightest piece of information.